I'm one of the librarians here at Rockland Public Library. So I'm happy to turn it right over to Connie Evans from the Rockland Energy and Sustainability Committee, who will be introducing tonight's speaker. And I do want to know upfront real quick that Zoom people are welcome to type questions into the chat throughout, and we'll answer them throughout. And then people in the audience here are welcome to raise your hands and ask Lily questions as we go through. And
well, on behalf of the Rockland Energy Sustainability Advisory Committee, I'm so delighted to welcome Lily McVetty to talk to us about the amazing programs that Efficiency Maine has to offer to support our energy efficiency upgrades. So I know you have so much to tell us. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Great, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. So hi everyone. This evening, I'm going to talk to you about how you can get thousands of dollars in rebates for energy efficient upgrades to Efficiency. My name is Lily McVetty. I'm a program assistant with Efficiency Maine. I help manage Efficiency Maine's residential rebate program. During this presentation, if you have any questions, please interject. Presentations like these, especially with a small group, are a lot more fun when you interrupt and you ask questions along the way. Okay, let's get started. Okay, before jumping in, I want to provide some background information on who we are. Efficiency Maine is a quasi-state agency that runs the state's energy efficiency program. We do this by providing rebates, financing, and tools. We also maintain an extensive database of independent stock. It's an online database, and later in this presentation, I'll show you how to access it and how to use it. We're funded by a variety of sources. The primary ones are electric and natural gas bills. We're also funded by something called the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. Some people refer to this as REG. We're also funded by ISO New England, grants, and other sources. Since we are a quasi-state agency, we have a board of trustees who oversee them. They're appointed by the governor and confirmed by the legislature. So that is a little bit about who we are. We have done focus groups with homeowners, and we asked them, why did you invest in energy efficiency? Why did you install a heat pump? Why did you install a heat pump water heater? Why did you invest in energy efficiency? Homeowners gave these reasons. They said it helps them lower their energy costs, both heat and AC. It helps them increase their year-round comfort. Heat pumps are great for not only AC, but also heating. Insulation is also great year-round. Energy efficiency upgrades help them make the amount of space in their home more usable. So it helps them expand the space, their basements and attics, and other parts of their home. They said it also helped them improve their indoor air quality and the value of their home. For homeowners who are also landlords, they said it let them have their tenants control and pay utilities and also reduce their maintenance work. So these are some of the reasons why that the homeowners who have participated in Efficiency Maine's rebate programs have invested in energy efficiency. This evening, I'm going to talk about 4 resources that are going to help you get thousands of dollars in rebates to Efficiency Maine for energy efficient upgrades. These 4 resources are rebates, financing, tools, and our online installer database. I'm going to begin with highlighting some of the energy efficient upgrades that we provide rebates for, and I'll talk about some of the rebate options. So the first one I want to highlight is heat pumps. Heat pumps help you save money. Right now it's about half the cost of oil, third of the cost of propane. Helps you increase your year-round comfort by providing heat, AC, dehumidification, and air filtration. Last year, we rebated 20,000 heat pumps just in the state of Maine within the last year. 20,000 heat pumps. So for heat pumps, you can get up to $1,200 for heat pumps if you're any income. For those who qualify for low income, you can get double that, up to $2,400. A common question that we get is, well, how do I know if I qualify for the low income enhanced rebate? If you are receiving any of these assistances, for example, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, known as LIHEAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, or any of these other ones, you are eligible for the enhanced rebates. In addition to that, if you don't receive any of those assistances, you can look at your tax assessed value of both your home and your land combined. So here in Knox, you have to have a combined building and land assessed value of under $130,000 to qualify. Another common question that we get is, so how much does a heat pump cost? And the answer is, it depends. It depends. Yes, question.
I have a question on heat pump rebate. My understanding that rebate is also based on capacity of get a little bit more of rebate.
You've done your research. Yes. So the question is the rebate dependent on the capacity and the efficiency? And the answer is yes. It's something called the Heating Seasonal Performance Factor. It's sometimes called the HSPF. And basically, simple terms, the greater the efficiency, the greater the rebate. So to be completely transparent, there are a lot of fine lines and details to the program. But if you go to efficiencymaine.com, you have all the eligibility and all the technical information that you'll want to read about before installing the pump to make sure that's the right fit for you. Does that help answer your question? Great.
You need different size outdoor units depending on how many.
Yes, correct. So you have an outdoor unit for a heat pump and an indoor unit. And depending on what you want out of the heat pump and what you're trying to prioritize in your home, you could have an outdoor unit serve one indoor unit, or you could have it serve multiple indoor units. You could also have multiple outdoor units and multiple indoor units. So it can get really complicated, but you just need to know that heat pumps can help you save money, and they provide a lot of great benefits, and we have rebates for them through Efficiency. Okay, any other questions about heat pumps? Yes.
Do they have to be installed by like a licensed person or?
Good question. Yes, so you do have to have them installed by an installer who is registered with Efficiency Maine. So I mentioned an installer database. I'll show you how to access it online later in this presentation. Is that okay? Great. Yes, you had a question.
I've had somebody come out and look at my home, and he told me that there, and I've got to do more research, but there was an 18 and a 24. I have a very big house. And there was a rebate on the 18, and there's no rebate on the 24. So does that mean it's not as efficient?
Yes, correct. So we only provide rebates for heat pumps that are efficient and will help save money.
So then I should not be excited about 24.
Correct. All right.
My understanding that there's rebate for the 24 and the rebate for 36.
Yes.
My mistake.
I don't quite know the amounts off the top of my head, but I do know that we call them tiers. So tier 1 rebate and a tier 2 rebate. So again, it's based off the heating seasonal performance factor, and all the details are.
But I think that you can get the rebate for 24.
Okay.
It's less than that of
Okay.
18.
That'd be good to check.
And the 36 is less than that of.
Yeah, I can take you to efficiencymaine.com after the presentation, and we can look up the details if you want. Would that be helpful?
Well, and I can probably do that too. I have a tendency to do things back to.
Thank you for that. All right, any other questions? Nope, okay, I will move ahead. So, another question that we get from homeowners is, so how much does one cost? and it varies depending on the style of your home and what you want out of it. But just to help you get a sense of how much one could cost and how much it could save you, we have this financial example for one indoor unit. Many homes need more than that, but this is just a one example to help you get a sense of how much they could cost. So say it was $4,600, you could get an $800 rebate for that, and your net cost would be about $3,800. This heat pump could help you save $610 a year. In addition to heat pumps, Efficiency Maine also provides rebates for insulation. Insulation can help you reduce your heating and AC costs and help you increase your year-round comfort. Efficiency Maine will pay for 50% of the project cost up to a $5,000 rebate for any income. $5,000. And if you qualify for the low-income program, you'll pay 90% of the project cost up to $9,000. So you said you had a big barn home, is that correct?
Big, big old home. We
Mhm.
have big old house.
Big old home. Have you thought about insulation?
Well, I've always thought.
Yes, question?
Is this, at least all, this rebate in particular available to people who do it themselves?
That's a good question. So we do not offer DIY, do-it-yourself rebate. So it does have to be installed by an installation company. Yes.
Are windows considered insulation? Like
Windows
domes?
are not, no. But the Rockland Public Library, or is it the Rockland
Same
Energy Sustainability, they are hosting window dressers, and they're gonna do a community build that you're telling me about.
So we're gonna have this talk next Thursday.
Gotcha. Well, maybe next Thursday.
already
you
have
can,
it.
already have it.
okay.
We've got that.
There you go. Yeah. But we don't have any rebates at the moment for windows. Yeah. Okay, and to kind of parallel the heat pump financial example, we have one for insulation. So say your project cost was about $5,000 and you got an air sealing and energy assessment. That was $600. We would pay $2,500 plus a $500 rebate for the air sealing and energy assessment. So it would bring your net cost down to $2,600, and you could save about $479 a year with that installation, and you could pay back in 6 years. Heat pumps, they're great for not only heating your home, but also your hot water. There are tens of thousands of heat pump water heaters in Maine. They make lots of hot water. They can help you save more than $3,500 over their 10-year life, and they help dehumidify. So if anybody has damp basements, they're great for helping dehumidify those. We will pay $850 for a heat pump water heater. And right now you can go into Home Depot, Lowe's, and a distributor called Brand Group, and you can get an instant discount of $850. But for those that are not purchased with an instant discount, you can apply for a mail-in rebate through this program. And unlike insulation, you can install it yourself and you can receive the rebate. Did you install it yourself?
I did.
Yeah.
But my understanding is
It's a little bit confusing. So June 30th is the end of our fiscal year, but we are offering this rebate here for this coming fiscal year as well.
also a drop. That's the web. But
Yes, correct. Yeah. That's a new development, so we just haven't quite added it to the slide yet. All right, any questions about heat pump water heaters?
So what's the average cost to have a ballpark?
Yes, so I actually have that slide. I skipped it, but I will show it. Here we go. All right, are we able to see this?
Yep.
Okay, great. So an electric water heater, sometimes called an electric resistance water heater, say for their 6-year, 40-gallon water heater is about $450. There is no rebate for those because they are not energy efficient. So your net cost is about $450. For a heat pump water heater that has a 10-year warranty and it's a 50-gallon water heater, The price is $1,400. It's much higher, but the rebate of $850 helps bring that net cost down to $599. So just about a little over $100 more expensive than electric resistance water heater. So even though you are paying more for it, over the time of its life, it is helping you save money. Yes.
And do you, so that's the whole package, or do you need to also have the heat pump on your house to have the water heater?
That's a good question. So the heat pump water heater is attached to it. So this is what your conventional electric resistance water heater looks like. And this on top, this red part is actually.
So you
it
could
comes
have just
installed.
that without anything else.
You do not need to have an outdoor unit. This is the indoor unit. And
Huh.
is
How
just
tall is that?
I don't actually know the height. Do you know the height?
60 inch.
Normal height.
The 50 gallon or what gallon size do you have?
We got 40,
40, okay.
but
Yeah.
tax and everything was $573.
Oh, how many people in your house?
Well, that's very,
But I'm just
but two all the time, and it's all hot water. Much hotter than water. Also, one of the features we enjoy is go on vacation. Press the button. Going to be going on vacation 9 days, 15 days. Back. Water. Eight.
We didn't pay him to say that. Yes, question.
So do they move the ones that are, will give you a rebate at Home Depot and others?
Yes, so we have tried our best to plaster the aisle with Efficiency Maine signs that say $850 rebate. So it's very hard to not know. Yes. Any other questions about heat pump water heaters? No questions in the chat so far? All right, I will keep moving ahead. Anybody here interested in driving electric? Yeah? Okay, great. So electric vehicles, we have rebates for them. For any income for a new battery electric vehicle, so a full electric vehicle, we will provide $2,000 rebate. And for a new plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, we will provide a $1,000 rebate. Electric vehicles are great because they can help you save money on fuel and maintenance, especially right now. It's a little bit painful at the pump, I've got to say. Helps you enjoy a quick acceleration and quiet drive. Help you reduce CO2 emissions if that's important to you. And you can receive the rebate instantly at any Maine participating dealer. Any questions about electric vehicles? Yes.
Do you know the kind of rate and progress of installation of chargers around Maine?
Right now, we don't have any, let me take that back. I don't think I have enough information to say at the moment, but
Okay.
hopefully in the future, there will be more infrastructure for it to be easier to get from point A to point B.
Are there some that you can just plug in just into a regular kind of an outlet versus having to have some specialty work done?
Yes, good question. So there are different level chargers. The one that you're referring to is called a level 1 charger. So it can plug into your typical 120 volt outlet. The level 2 charger would require someone to come in and upgrade it. And a level 3 charger is called sometimes a DC fast charger. So if you've ever been down to Portland, to the Hannaford there, you can see the DC fast chargers or level 3 chargers lined up in the back. And those are much more high grade commercial ones that can charge your car and save half that. Yeah. Any other questions before I move on? Great. In addition to heat pumps, insulation, and vehicles, we also provide rebates for appliances. So if you find an Energy Star clothes washer or room air purifier, we will offer a $50 rebate for the clothes washers and a $25 rebate for a room air purifier.
We didn't know.
So I've talked a lot about the energy efficient upgrades that we provide rebates for. I'm now going to tell you how you can get the rebate. So you can follow these 3 steps. The first step is to complete the upgrade. So say you wanted to install heat pumps, you would have to contact a registered vendor. We talk about, okay, do I want to receive the rebate as a homeowner, or are you going to receive the rebate on my behalf and then subtract the rebate from my bill? That's up to you. These are all independent insured installers, and it's up to you to negotiate the scope of work with them. Another important thing to talk about is the details. So make sure that you're installing a heat pump that is rebate eligible. Again, if it's for installation or for another type of upgrade, you would want to talk about the details with that installer. So the second step is to submit the claim form. And again, depending on what you talk about with the installer, they could submit the rebate claim on your behalf, or you as a homeowner could submit the rebate claim. You would allow 6 weeks for us to process it. And then after that, you would receive a check in the mail. And by a rebate check, I mean a check that you can take to the bank and deposit for cash. It does not have anything to do with tax credits. With Efficiency Maine, we do rebates. All we do. We love paying rebates. So we want every opportunity we can to pay rebates, but not tax credits.
You give rebate to homeowner self-installed.
Do not.
You do.
Oh, heat pump water. Yes, yes.
You don't get one if you install it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Certified installer.
Correct. So for heat pumps installation or pellet boilers, you need a registered installer with Efficiency Maine. But for a heat pump water heater, clothes washers, or room air purifiers, you can just go out and purchase those yourself, put them in your home, and then submit for a rebate. Yes.
Can be retroactive. Say,
That's a good question. So are you asking if you can install something, wait a little bit, and then get lucky and
so
submit the
every say I
rebate?
put in a washer dryer after the flood last October, and I have all the receipts and everything, but I didn't apply for it.
Yes.
And I do it.
So depending on the upgrade, you have to submit the rebate claim within a certain time. So I can't remember for the clothes washer what it is, but it's probably around 90 or 120 days. You'd have to go to efficiencymaine.com and look at the detail. Yep. Any other questions? So that is how to get a rebate. I promised I would talk about 4 resources that can help you get thousands of dollars in rebates through Efficiency Maine. Now I'm going to talk about financing. So in addition to rebates, Efficiency Maine provides some financing options. We offer home energy loans for rebate eligible projects. So you can take out a loan for up to $15,000 with 4.99 to 5.99% APR, no closing or prepayment fees, and up to 15-year terms. So for example, if you took out a $10,000 loan for a $10,000 installation project, you could pay as little as $106 a month for that. One detail to know is you do have to be a Maine resident, and it has to be for rebate eligible. So as I mentioned before, in addition to Efficiency Maine's rebates, there are federal tax credits. There are tax credits for electric vehicles, solar, geothermal, wood stoves, boilers, and furnaces. And again, an important note is that Efficiency Maine does not administer or manage the federal tax credits. Just wanted to highlight these as an FYI that they are out there. Okay, I've covered rebates and financing. I'm now going to talk about the third one, which are tools. At efficiencymaine.com, we have a handful of interactive online tools that you can use. A good place to start is the Home Efficiency Calculator. This is an interactive tool that helps you get a sense of how efficient or inefficient your home is. And the greater the percentage, the greater the opportunity your home has for energy efficiency. So to help you get a sense of how to use this tool, I put in an example for a 2,000 square foot home. This home uses 800 gallons of oil per year, spends $1,000 on electricity per year, and uses 1 cord of wood per year. I then push calculate, and it shows that this house is 42% more efficient than a typical weatherized home. So that means the greater the percentage, the greater the opportunity that you can save money. Again, it's an interactive tool, so you can go in and you can enter your home square footage and your annual usage. Another helpful tool that we have is the home heating cost calculator. This tool helps to compare the various costs of different heating sources. Again, it's interactive, so you can go in and you can change the prices of the various fuels as they change and to fit your home's size and load. So again, just to help you get a sense of how this could work, this is an example. And in this example home, it costs about $1,800 per year to heat with pumps. To heat this home with oil costs about $4,300. And for propane, it costs about $5,000 per year to heat. So some people kind of have that face it that you guys have right now. You're shocked to learn that propane is one of the most expensive ways to heat your home. But on the other hand, heat pumps are one of the more cheaper ways to heat your home. Yes, question.
So has there's been changes in the electric rate? Is that factored into this? Because I know my electric bill has gone up.
Yes. So this data is from our database, and it was from 6/7, so it is recent. And again, this is an interactive tool, so you can go in and change the prices that you pay for electricity. And a helpful thing to note too is if you install heat pumps, you should expect your electricity bills to go up, but you also have to take into account that your oil bill or your propane bill or whatever your system is at the moment will go down or go away, depending if you decide to completely switch or just add heat pumps in addition to what you already have. Does that help answer your question? Yes.
So is the rate you can borrow money at fixed, or is that going to be going up along with the prime rate, government?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer, but I can show you at efficiencymaine.com all the different loan options that are available. We have this big PDF of all the fine lines and details. And then
I was wondering if those were going to change as of today, the Fed up the interest rate. Yesterday.
I'm not quite sure, but I can show you that resource.
Usually that's usually passed on to us.
So another similar tool that we have is the water heating cost calculator, very similar to the one that you saw before. This helps you compare the various costs of other water heating sources. So again, for this example home, it costs about $200 per year to heat with a heat pump water heater. With oil, it's about $450 per year. And for propane, it's about $600 per year. So again, propane on the more expensive side of the scale and heat pumps on the lower end of the scale. And one thing I also want to note is that Efficiency Maine does not sell any of these products. We simply provide rebates for them. So we have no interest in trying to advocate for one over the other. We are simply interested in trying to pay out rebates and help you guys save money and improve the comfort of your home. Yes.
So does the amount on the heat pump water heater, is that including the rebate?
So
Or
this
is
is
that
the
just operating
annual, yes, correct, the annual operating cost.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's like electric water heaters are like 3 times.
Yeah, this is your electric resistance water tank right here. So for those who still have that, you can think about switching to heat pump water. All right, any other questions? Yes.
Overall efficiency and resource usage, is it considered possible to replace the working water heater with?
So are you asking if you can keep going on and spending more money on your water heating?
Well, in terms of, using resources, to throw away a useful working water heater. Is the recommendation just to go ahead and replace it when it's not, does it need to be replaced?
You don't provide any recommendations on that. It's really up to you whether you want to replace it while it's still working, or you could wait to replace it, spend a little bit more on your water heating bills, and then decide to replace it, but it's totally up to you. We don't provide any recommendation.
I was just gonna say, the thing is, there's always the danger that while we're sitting on the fence, they will take away the rebate, because these aren't guaranteed ever.
Correct,
Is
we
it-
don't guarantee rebate.
You know, and is it administratively driven, or because we have another gubernatorial?
It's not dependent on, so basically we operate in fiscal year, so for that year, and it's marked on all of the brochures, so it was seen before that we can say for this fiscal year, this is the funding that we have, but programs are subject to change and we can't project or make any promises about what those rebates
Just
will be.
need funds.
Yes, correct. Yep, July 1 to June 30th is our fiscal year.
That may help with, because July, June 30th, July. Oh. Well, or just if the money.
Or the money runs out.
Money can run out.
If
Or you go with other funds.
you have, for example, a boiler mate. Big tank. By water. You can,
So a combination, so if you spoke the water and your home, is that what you're talking about?
no, the boiler actually heats the home, and then there's a device that looks home. Tank. That's circulated. Heats it up. Fairly. It actually was, utilize coal. Let's put it up in the house. Water heater, then winter time, start to boil it up. Hot water.
You have that on?
You have, yeah, from it.
Yes.
We've got our house and an apartment next door, each with their own water tanks. If we replace both those, you get 2 rebates because one's for one address and one's for the other. Is that?
Correct. It's per address or per dwelling. I'd have to check on that, but you can get more than one rebate if it's a separate installation.
Yeah.
Okay. So in addition to those interactive online tools, we also have loads of technical information about heat pumps. So at efficiencymaine.com, you can learn about the different types of heat pumps. So earlier, before we were talking about outdoor units, indoor units, you can read up about all the different types at efficiencymaine.com. We also have information about the different rebates, their eligibility criteria. You can learn how to find an installer, which I'll show you later on in this presentation. Our savings calculator, FAQs, more about our home energy loans, some considerations to think about before installing a heat pump. You have case studies, testimonials, and some tips on how to use your heat pump most efficiently. Yes.
Can every house have a heat pump, or are there some houses that the heat pump would not be efficient or not work?
Yes, that's a good question. So not all homes are ideal for heat pumps, but you'd want to talk to a registered installer about whether heat pumps are a right fit or a good fit for your home. Yeah. So in addition to all the technical information that we have about heat pumps, we also have a similar webpage that's dedicated towards information about installation. So you can read about the different types of installation, how to find installation professional. You can read about the different types of rebates and their eligibility criteria. You can learn about air sealing, some myths and facts about insulation, and again, some of the home energy loans, the calculator, case studies, and rebate brochures on installation. Yes.
Does the installation have to be eligible for a rebate in order to get financing?
So for the financing, it has to be for a rebate eligible project, which installation is for. So you could take out a loan for installation.
Okay, but not even take advantage of the rebate, but just take advantage of finance.
You could do both. You could take out a loan and also get the rebate.
But that leads me to another question, is it doesn't matter what kind of installation, blown in versus the sheeting, does it matter which kind it is?
Yes, that's a good question. It does matter which type of installation, and you want to go to efficiencymaine.com and look up all the. I can even show you that too.
Where do you find the information about the assessment?
Yeah, so our installer database does have energy auditors listed as, and you saw in the financial example before that we offered energy assessment with air sealing. So we will provide a rebate if you get an energy assessment and 6 hours of air. But we don't provide rebates for just the energy audit. Air sealing. Yes.
Plug in France.
Yes. So for those who are in, yes, question.
On the assessment, any idea, I mean, I know it's gonna depend by installer, but any idea the general lead time these days for that kind of service?
It depends on the installer, but I think, what is Evergreen Home Performance, who are based here in
Yeah.
Rockland, they're looking at like a 90-day backlog. So if you're interested, I would try to call around and get scheduled. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, if you are interested in electric vehicles, we have another web page that is loaded with information about electric vehicles. You can read about the types of vehicles that are eligible, where the main participating dealers are, how much you can get for them. We have lots of resources too about chargers, the different levels of chargers. So lots of information and videos about electric vehicles at efficiencymaine.com. And in addition to those online tools and resources, we also have an electricity monitor program in partnership with all of Maine's public libraries. And thanks for getting this. We have an electricity monitor that you can check out like a book, and you can use it to help give you a sense of how much electricity your various appliances at home are using. So you can plug it into the wall, and you can plug in a laptop, you can plug in your coffee maker, you can plug in a TV, whatever you want, as long as it's a 120 volt outlet, and it'll tell you how much electricity it's using. And to help you, it comes with like a little sheet like this, and it has step-by-step instructions on the numbers you would need to kind of crunch and how to use it. So lots of great information on how to do it. And as you'll see, this model looks slightly different. There are two models throughout the state. This is the older one and this is the newer one. But at efficiencymaine.com, we have a handy dandy sheet for the current model that does look like this. So you can go and click on the instructions here, and it will show you the instructions for this model and how to use it. So it's a great resource. Anybody can use it, whether you're a homeowner or a renter. Just helps you get a sense of how much does my TV or coffee maker or whatever it is use. Okay, so I've talked about the first three resources. I'm now going to talk about the last one, the online installer database that can help you find a local installer in the Rockland area. So I'm going to take you to efficiencymaine.com and demonstrate this live. So here we are at efficiencymaine.com. To get to this locator, you're going to take your mouse and you're going to hover at home, and then under getting started, you're going to click on find a vendor. So if you click on that, it'll take you to this installer locator database. So can I get a show of hands for who's interested in heat pumps? Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. What about insulation? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm seeing more for insulation. So for this box, I'm going to select insulation, but you could select whatever type of upgrade you're looking for. So you could do this again and select heat pumps or EVs or heat pump water heaters. But for now, I'm going to stick with insulation for this example. I'm then going to type in the zip code. So here in Rockland, 04841. And then I'm going to select 25 miles, and then I'm going to click search. And this installer database will automatically search by the number of rebates that registered installer has processed. So the higher up they are on this list, the greater amount of rebates that they have processed. So to help give you an example, we have Evergreen Home Performance. They're based right here in Rockland, and they will insulate your home, and you have their phone number and a link to their website and their email. So information on how to get in touch with them. if Evergreen Home Performance has a backlog of 90 days, you could call Penobscot Home Performance. They're located right in Belfast. You have their phone number and how to get in touch with them. Another one is Clark's Enterprises. They're based in Noblesboro. You have their phone number and their email. And to help you get a sense of which installer would be the best fit for you, if you scroll up a little bit, we have some questions that you can ask the registered installer, such as, will you handle the paperwork needed to ensure that I get the efficiency rebates? Will you discount my bill, as I mentioned earlier? So these are some great questions to ask when you are talking to these installers. And to help you find the best fit, we recommend reaching out to at least 3 different installers so you can get different quotes and prices and see which one is the best one that you want to go with. Again, these are all independent, certified installers. They do not work for Efficiency Maine. So it's up to you to figure out which one is the best fit for you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this installer database. And I also saw some hands up for heat pumps. I'm going to X out of this. And then I'm going to select heat pumps, and we can run it again and see who installs heat pumps in the Rockland area. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, and you can see that Solar Logics, they're based in Swanville. Is that how you pronounce it? Swanville? You have their phone number, link to their website, and their email. There's also Revision. They're based in is it
That's a
Liberty or
typo.
Montville?
That's a typo.
Oh, it is?
There should be no E after the T in
Okay.
Montville.
Good to know. I will make a note of that, actually.
It's M-O-N-T, Bill.
Good catch. Here, I'm just gonna write this down in like the speaker notes. Remind myself to change that. Okay, Montville with no E?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the middle, you didn't put an E on the end, but anyway.
I'll follow up
You'll
with you
follow.
later. Great, thank you for pointing that out. Okay, so there's also Mid-Coast Energy Systems, again, phone number and their contact information. Heat Pumps Maine, Mid-Coast Heat Pumps. So lots of options, and to just help you get a sense of how many are available, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the list. All right, so there's 57 different heat pump installers in this area. So they're all within 25 miles. Yes.
So you can use the search, if you know your guy and you want to check and see, you can just search
Absolutely,
with
yeah.
that then, right?
So if you go back up to the top, you can sort by the company name, and then it'll automatically sort. I believe it's alphabetical. Yep. So then you can say, okay, I know what do you have a company in mind that you're looking for?
It'll come to me if we don't push it.
Okay.
It'll show.
So we do have a list. You can sort by the company name. It's in alphabetical order, so you can find them that way. Yes. Any questions about the installer database? How to access it? How to use it?
It's awesome.
Great. No questions? Alrighty. So again, this is our installer database. It's at efficiencymaine.com. It's free to become a registered installer with Efficiency Maine. They're all certified, and they can help you install heat pumps, insulation, heat pump water heaters, electric vehicles, lots of options. And lastly, to get started or learn more, you can go to efficiencymaine.com. You can also call our call center, which is at the number on the screen. And I just wanted to thank Connie again so much for hosting this, as well as Em for operating the Zoom. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah.
Where's solar?
So good question. We don't have any rebates at the moment for solar. But the good news is you can use our installer database, and you can find an installer who does install solar. We don't have any rebates. for
And
that
then
at the moment.
then tax credits.
The federal tax
Are
credits.
there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So who administers those again?
Not you.
Correct. I like that. Any other questions?
Great
Okay,
job.
I'll turn it back.